Hey everybody, and welcome to Conquest of Paradise, Europa Universalis 4 multiplayer featuring myself, Northern Lion, as well as Mathas and Arumba. Say hello.
Hello.
Hello there.
It's unusual to have to get used to saying Europa Universalis 4 instead of Crusader Kings 2. That had been like burned into my brain. Now it's like I've actually got to put some effort into the intro. God. Speaking of which, it's been a few days since we recorded our last episode. If I recalled, we had a major war with the Cherokee, and we're kind of just killing time until that truce expires. Arumba and I have started colonizing slightly, and apart from that, I'm just doing construction and balancing the budget, so I'm ready to go if you guys are.
Yeah. Bring it on.
You're colonizing? Where are you colonizing?
I am colonizing Fox right now.
Oh.
Right on the shores of Lake Erie, which I think is actually this size in real life.
Yeah. It's like one of the largest lakes, isn't it? I think Michigan is actually.
I can never remember. I always think Lake Ontario, but that's just because of my, scumbag Canadian bias.
Yeah, of course.
Wow, Mathas, I can say it, but you can't say it.
I can agree with you, though.
Okay, we'll talk about that off camera.
I have no idea how to even get that going, to get colonization happening.
Okay, so once you hit 500 points in one of your monarch powers, which are, like, next to your name.
Etc., etc.
Yeah. Then you can pick a native tech advancement, and you can pick whichever one you want. And one of the ones for 500 Diplo points will be get a colonist, and then you would just click on like a gray province, like Oglala or Asanan. Why couldn't Ottawa be here? But,
right. Is that under the? Okay, so I click on my big shield. I go under technology, which is presumably what you're talking about.
Might be. Oh, it's the far right. It's under natives.
Natives, gotcha.
And then you can see on your bars how close you are to.
Oh,
so
okay.
In diplomatic ideas, it's the second one from the right.
Smoke ceremonies?
No.
The second one from the right.
Yeah.
Land migrations, colonist +1. Gotcha.
And then, like, when you make a colony, it gets a certain population of settlers every year as a result of your colonial maintenance stat, or like your slider, and a couple of other things. And when it hits like 1,000, then it becomes self-sufficient, I think.
Okay.
Is that correct, Arumba?
Yeah, you get to 1,000 settlers and it becomes a city.
It's nice to not be the one, no offense, Mathas, but the one asking questions. Because in like CK2, I was in so far over my head, but at least I'm not very good at EU4, but at least I know enough to feel like I know something.
What you're doing?
Yeah, kind of. Sometimes.
So I've been doing some playing. I played the Pawnee in my single-player campaign, and
yeah,
it's interesting. There's like, they've changed some of the mechanics without actually documenting it much. Like colonial maintenance, if you want to kind of maximize the effectiveness of it, you don't really want to have the slider all the way full.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like look at it. Like if you put your slider to like say 20 per year.
I wish I could do that, but I can't do that. But yes.
You can't do that? Why not?
Oh, sorry, like 20 settlers per year?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So if you put it like around 20, like 21 is the closest I can get it. You'll notice that the actual cost is like, for me, 1.08.
Okay.
If you go all the way, you double it, you gain 30 more settlers, but it costs you twice as much money.
But it finishes faster.
Yeah, but then look at this. So now you go down to like, say, 35 or 40.
Okay.
And if you go down to 35, half the cost goes away. There's an exponential curve to it, is what I'm trying to say.
I guess
you're far more effective if you only go to like 35 or 40. Trying to go all the way to the top is unnecessary.
It's really good to know, actually. I accidentally...
You could even...
Oh, go ahead.
Well, you could even rock 2 settlers. Hey now! What is that? It's
colonizing.
Oh, yeah,
it's
okay. Good idea, Mathas.
You're colonizing. You have no morale. You're about to lose.
Yeah.
Why did I have no morale
I think your army maintenance stat or your slider might be at 0.
Maybe.
Or really low. What are you doing over here?
I don't know why he's running away over there. I can't control him right now.
That's where he decided to flee. Is all the way back to Iowa.
Interesting.
He's attacking you clearly.
Yeah, I'm just invading your lands now. I'm sorry.
I was wondering what was going on with that.
Yeah, that was what it was.
All right,
Arumba.
Arumba.
Was super low.
I have a real question about native advancement. So I was playing some off-camera last night, and all 3 of like the ultimate admin, diplo, and military ideas are minus 100% cost to military technology or admin or diplo. Does that only apply after you westernize?
No, it's if you look at your technology screen, you'll see that you have a 250% penalty.
Oh,
so
fuck. I'm gonna
minus
lose my
100.
I'm gonna lose my settlement too. I see what you're saying though, but yes.
So minus 100 just means that you, instead of having a 250% penalty, you'll have a 150% penalty.
Okay.
So it's still a net penalty. The first thing I saw when I saw that was, really? Technology's free?
Yeah, that's what I was going with too. I was like, oh, I can get it so much faster now.
Yeah,
Instantly.
100%, that's awesome. But sadly, it does not work that way.
Try that again.
The problem is I want to keep my army maintenance slider at like 0, but then the natives rise up. I thought I was safe because I actually had a pop-up that was like, the natives have lost ferocity, and I was like, yeah. Who wouldn't in the face of this glorious empire? Oh my god, they're gonna kill my fucking troops again. Yep, there goes my settlement. Oh.
Why do you keep losing the settlement?
Because my economy's so busted that I can't settle, basically, because I can't keep my army maintenance above like where it needs to be.
Well, why don't you tune back the colonial maintenance and buff up army maintenance a bit?
That's probably like a really smart idea. Yeah, you have a very good point.
Would you rather have the colony survive, or?
I don't like your tone, mister.
I know, it's common sense.
No. Nothing in the Paradox Grand Strategy games is common sense until you learn it for the first time.
Well, after playing my single-player campaign, I definitely feel like there's some things about this expansion that they could have done better with, like, be very, very careful about that reform government button. Because it doesn't say it anywhere in there, but, oh, by the way, you lose every single building that you build. All of them.
Oh, what do you mean when you reform government, like to make it westernized or something?
Well, first, before you can westernize, in the natives tab, you have to reform your government.
Because it starts as like a native council.
Yeah, so you're going to lose everything, all those things. You lose your colonists, you lose your the diplomatic reputation, the better relations over time. You lose everything, all those things, and all of your buildings. So you don't want to actually spend thousands of gold building stuff, because you're just going to lose it all.
That was the other thing. I was talking on Twitter last night with some other people that are playing the expansion, and I was like, I'm theory crafting like when migration is actually useful, and I don't understand, because it seems like if you build like those buildings that give you better economy early on, you would never want to migrate, because you would just lose out on all like the long-term advantages of having them.
Well, you can only migrate if you're a one-province miner.
Yeah.
And it makes sense to migrate until you can... migration basically speeds up one-province miners' ability to get the native ideas.
Okay. Because you get modern points,
yeah, you get 150 points.
And we're back. Without further ado, I guess we can get started. I apologize for those technical difficulties, but I assume it was mostly out of my hand, although
It's mostly your fault.
It could be, honestly. Maybe I'm making some kind of terrible mistake we'll only figure out later, but... Now, to not lose half of my colonies... like, literally over the course of the 8 or 9 minutes that we've been doing this so far, I think I've lost 2 colonies.
How long does it take for a colony to become part of your land?
They
as soon as it gets to 1,000. Yeah.
Yeah, like if you look at your colony, you can see like the settlers bar. And then
as soon as it gets to 1,000.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And it looks like it's gonna take like 20 years if you're gaining like 50 a year.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
But
yeah,
it gets altered by some things. It's kind of like a snowball
Each
effect.
month I have like a chance to gain 25 more.
Yeah.
Right, but that also grows depending upon how big the settlement is. Like okay, you see where your settler is?
Yep.
My guy's name is like Chika Kushta something.
Nailed it.
You see the green bar below him where it says building a colony?
Yep, I'm gonna lose this colony.
If you hover over that, you need if you have.
Yeah, I lowered the maintenance on purpose there, but
you can't do that. But if you hover over where the building colony is.
Oh my god,
anyway,
you're the luckiest fucking man.
I'm hovering over building a Wadi colony thingy. I've got Chikakwisht Sekapanatig.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's the guy, yep. It's a 16.7% chance of gaining 25 people. So every single month, on the beginning of the month, you have a 16% chance of getting an extra 25 people. And then it calculates out the average growth for you. But the bigger the colony gets, the more effective he is. So by the time it's like 800 people, he'll add like 200 people a year to it.
Okay. That's always good. I'm going broke,
So-
though. I might have to take out a loan.
They speed up pretty quick.
That's good.
Repair relations with Politon.
I had to take a 6 gold loan. It's not a lot at all.
You'll probably be fine. I will say, though, I have been in, like, a spiraling loan situation, which is not a fun place to be in, where you're, like, taking loans to pay off other loans. Because every time you take a loan, it causes your inflation to go up. And, like, it's not the worst thing in the world unless you get far too much of it, and then it's a real problem.
Can you explain inflation to me in the game? Like, what is... I don't even know inflation very much
I usually
anyway.
just, like, mouse over it. Wait, no. Yeah, so your inflation, if you go over the percentage, every percent, it's, like, 1-to-1 with how much things cost.
Okay.
So, you know, like, 10% inflation is pretty significant.
So things just get more expensive.
Basically, yeah.
Gotcha.
And if you have over 20% inflation, really nasty events can happen.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can pretty much just go bankrupt even though everything's fine. The game just says, nope, bankruptcy for you. There goes all of your army morale for 10 years. Good luck.
Oh my god.
Error game is no longer in sync. Error code N3537. The host can no longer guarantee that you have a correct game state.
Well, here's what I'm going to suggest. Why don't we end episode 1 here?
Okay.
Even though it's kind of short, I think people will understand. So if you're enjoying the episode, you know, I hope you did, in spite of the technical issues we had. As always, your support is very much appreciated in the form of likes, and make sure to check out video descriptions below to see other people's perspectives and show them some support as well. As always, thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow with hopefully less technical issues.
Yay.
See you soon.